Hey guys, welcome back for our third and final flip lesson for this week regarding spheres. This relates to lessons 3.06 and 3.07 in your online school. So today we will be focused on how do you find the volume for a sphere. Well, first of all, what is a sphere? So a sphere is pretty much any sort of three-dimensional ball you can think of, from your eyeball to a basketball to a softball to really an orange could be a sphere. So anything that has this same length, so from the center to the outside of that object, it has the same length all the way around. When we're talking about the volume for a sphere, volume formula is actually 4/3 pi r cubed. Pi r cubed. This cubed means that I am taking my radius. I am not multiplying by itself twice. I am actually multiplying by itself 3 times. 3 times. Very important to recognize that difference between spheres and volumes for cones and cylinders. The reason that we're doing it times, or we're cubing it, is because the height and the radius are the same thing. So this height and the radius are the same thing. My height is the radius. All right? So let's go ahead and then take a look at our first example here. So what is the exact volume of this sphere? Well, we need to use our volume formula. So 4/3 pi r cubed. There's no 8 pi r cubed. So that radius, remember, is going to be that half the distance, which they give me is 9. So 9 cubed. This is not 9 times 3. Not 9 times 3. It is 9 times 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is 81, and then 81 times 3. So 81 times 3. So we're going to multiply this, we're going to multiply that 9, we're going to multiply 81 by 9, I apologize. 81 times this last 9 is 729. So 9 to the third power. 9 to the third power is 729. So our volume is 4/3 pi times 729. All right. Now I know the next question is, well, how do I finish this up? I don't know what to do with that 4/3. So easiest way to think of this, you are going to take 729 and you are in your calculator going to multiply it by 4/3. So 729 times 4/3. Okay? There is another way to look at this. You can take 729, you can multiply it by 4, and then divide it by 3. So whichever way is easier for you to think about this, you should get the answer of 972 pi. So again, you can either think of this as multiplying it by 4/3 or multiplying 729 by 4 and dividing it by 3. Either way, you'll get 972 pi, which if we were to find the approximate volume is 3,053.6 inches cubed. All right, take a moment, look this back over. All right, remember when you cube something, it is not that number times 3. You are multiplying that number by itself 3 times. All right, it is now your turn. Go ahead and find the volume for this sphere. sphere, make sure you use 3.14 for pi and round to that nearest hundredth. And solve this. So our volume is equal to 4/3 pi. My radius is 10.5. So when I do 10.5 and I cube that, I would end up with 4/3 pi times 1157.625. And remember, that is not our final answer. We are looking to take that number and multiply it by 4/3, which will give us an exact volume of 1543.5 pi. When we take that number, we're going to multiply by 3.14. Those were our instructions instead of using pi. So we will end up with 4,846.59. 4,846.59 inches cubed. How did we do? You did A-okay. Let's go ahead and move into our next example here. All right, you have a human eye. So your human eye is a spherical shape with a radius of 12 millimeters. What is the approximate volume of your human eye? Using 3.14 for pi, go ahead and pause and solve, and we will be back with the answer here in just a moment. All right, let's go ahead and plug in our radius. So 4/3 pi, we are going to be cubing 12. So remember, that is 12 times 12 times 12. So 12 times 12 times 12. 12 cubed is 1,728. And remember, we are going to be taking 4/3 of that. So you could think of this as multiplying it by 4/3, or multiply it by 4 divided by 3. Either way, we are looking at an exact volume of 2,304 pi, or an approximate volume, if we multiply by 3.14, of 7,234.56. All right, so our final answer was 7,234.56 millimeters cubed. We are moving on to our last and final example here. A science teacher fills a spherical bubble with hydrogen gas. The bubble has a diameter of 8 centimeters. Find the volume of the hydrogen gas in terms of pi. And explain or show how you found your answer. Hint, they're saying diameter, which means the diameter is all the way across. The diameter is 8 centimeters. So in order for you to answer this, you need to know a little bit of geometry. If my diameter is 8 centimeters, that means my radius is 4. The diameter is 2 times the radius, or the radius is half of that diameter. So go ahead and use this to solve this problem. Alrighty, here we go. Volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. Remember, no h, no h. So we are looking at 4/3 pi times our radius, which is 4 cubed, which is 4 times 4 times 4, 4 times 4 times 4, 64. And when we take a third of that, we end up with our volume being 80 hold on one second, 64 times 4 divided by 3. Yep, approximately 85.33 pi centimeters cubed. It did say in terms of pi, so we are just going to leave that there. All right, guys, as always, with any questions, comments, or concerns, please make sure you send me an email or give me a call. Thank you. Goodbye.